happening in Grand Prairie, Texas. We're delighted to have you in our viewing audience. We have an exciting show for you today. And first of all, we're going to bring you the police department. That's THEE, because they're very important to us. And we're so pleased to have Mr. Calvert, always known as Sergeant Calvert, but has always been, I guess, the head honcho of Santa Cop. And
Glad to be here.
we're just so pleased to have you back with us, young man.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
And you brought the dispatcher of the world of the police department here today with you. That is just really exceptional. Deborah Willis, we are so pleased to have you back, my dear.
Thank you for having me.
That's great. That's wonderful. And as officers of Santa Cop and Santa Spot, I'm not going to ask which one is the most important, because both of you are, and we'd have a fight on the set here today already, wouldn't we?
Yes,
What's
ma'am.
going on with Santa Cop?
Well, we're gearing up for our 2009 Christmas season again. This is our 25th year.
25th, okay.
And in those 25 years, we started slow and low with about 35 families, and now we're over 400. And if we had the resources and the time, we could probably do more. But we set a target at 400 families, usually go over a little bit, but managed to get those 400 families a nice Christmas gift and food from Santa Spot every year.
Well, you certainly are well known, because when Herb Booth has his only time that he gets to write for Grand Prairie is on a Thursday, you got all of last Thursday, and he put down on here that you're back on the beat.
Well,
I thought that was wonderful.
it was good. I mean, it's always nice to have Herb give us a little publicity in the morning news, and it gets people in gear for the season.
Yes.
That we're out there, we're ready to start and accepting donations and things like that.
Well, what's amazing to me is it's just right after Veterans Day, which is a real upbeat, and then we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet, and yet you all are working like sin to get all of this stuff together for even something after Thanksgiving.
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you work on this?
Well, we work all year long getting donations and setting up for the year, but our concentration is right after Thanksgiving. The 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks after Thanksgiving, we get our program really running, get our volunteers in, start packing boxes, and getting ready for delivery day just before Christmas.
All right, Deborah, tell me what your role is. Now, we know he's the head honcho of Santa Cop. Tell me what all you do in your role, and you've been doing this for how many years, my dear?
Since 1991, I've volunteered, but we've been doing Santa Spot since 1994.
94.
94 is when we started giving the food officially to the same families that the Santa Cop provides the toys to. I just go out and solicit the food and pick up the food, and whatever capacity Santa Cop needs help with. We work hand in hand. What one does, the other helps out with.
Now, do you put out the baskets at all of the fire stations and police departments and everything else like that to get your food, or do you have some of the stores that are real gracious and call, or when you call on them, give you maybe an abundance of food to make up your packing?
No, all the city buildings and the fire stations and some of the businesses around town, they'll receive a box that's delivered by Calvert here.
Okay.
And then that's the donation boxes that people can put their food and their toys in.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, throughout all the city buildings, all the fire stations, some of the other private businesses around town will go out, I guess, the week of, in a couple of weeks, they'll officially come
I'll
out.
have the boxes out probably end of this week.
At the end of this week. Now, that means to me that you are getting canned things from people, individuals, and not going to, say, Walmart or some of the big places and ask for donations. In other words, you don't cover it that way.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We do that also.
Oh, you do that also?
Some of the schools will do food drives for us.
Okay.
I've already picked up a couple of food drives from a couple of the schools already. So we have to go and work on a little bit of that today. So we still working.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll solicit Walmart and the different stores around town for donations, as well as that's where we spend our money. We keep our money local as well. To buy the things that aren't donated. You know, we'll have to go and buy it.
Now, I know you've been working on this a long time, but now, when do you start pulling all this together and meeting to do all of the gathering of this, and who does all the gathering and puts the boxes ready and orchestrates that very, very important time?
Well, we really get started on packing our boxes for our what we call nominees.
Okay.
All our recipients are nominated. 96 to 97% are nominated by schools.
Oh, they are.
So we get the nomination forms from the schools and run them through a screening process in conjunction with the Salvation Army, the Marine Corps Toys for Tots, and local Grand Prairie charities. We run them through a clearinghouse to make sure that nobody's on somebody else's list, double dipping.
Yeah.
And once they're accepted, those families will be notified by postcard that they've been accepted in the program, and when our delivery night and the location to pick up their toys and food is. But we'll start the Monday after Thanksgiving, and we get, of course, volunteer. It's a 100% volunteer organization. Nobody's paid. So we'll start after work. Our regular jobs, we usually start in the evening, and we'll start the Monday, the 30th of November, at we like to call it the North Pole.
All right, and where is the North Pole?
It's a local business here in town has donated
Okay.
some office space
Good.
and warehouse space, and we use that. We don't like to give out that
Yes.
address
Yes.
for security reasons.
Yes.
But the people that are going to help know where that's at,
Yeah.
and they'll come and start packing boxes, and we'll have this year just right at 3 weeks to get it done. And of course, the collection boxes will be out before that, and as they fill up, somebody will give me a call, and I'll run by and empty that box out and take it up there and sort it out and get it ready to repack.
Now, you've done all of this gathering, Deborah,
Yes, ma'am.
and have all of the stuff ready to go. Now, do you have a group that comes and helps you to do what he has just said on site at that place, or is your job over after you've gotten the food?
Oh, no, ma'am. It just begins once we receive the food.
All
That's
right.
when we have to sort it out, check the food, make sure it's not expired, make sure it's not dented. We don't want to give out any dented or expired food. And then the same volunteers will help sort and pack the food boxes for the same families.
And how many do you have show up for all of this?
It varies from night to night.
Uh-huh.
We just never know how many show
In
up.
other words, you meet every night to do something except maybe Saturday and Sunday?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't that something?
It's good, and without the biggest program that we get volunteers from is managed or recommended by the Chamber of Commerce. They're Great
Okay.
Texas Scholars.
Oh, they use them.
That we use a lot of those kids here.
We love them.
In the high schools that need their community service hours to get into the Great Texas Scholarship or Great Texas Scholars Scholarship Program.
Yes.
And they come out and volunteer nightly, and it vary. We've had 5 a night to 30 people up there at night, and the more we have, the more we get done. And then of course a lot of local organizations. We've got Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, the honor societies of the schools, the student councils, softball teams, baseball teams, any little civic group or organization that wants to volunteer. Just give me a call, kind of give me an idea when they're coming, for I can kind of wrangle my volunteers that night for we're not completely overstaffed, because you get too many in there, it hinders the progress.
Yes.
But they help out.
And when these all come together, the students, do you have a supervisor over them?
Not really. It's just he and I.
Just the two
We'll
of
just
you?
direct them.
Uh-huh.
Us and Sergeant Calvert. Sergeant Chopin.
Oh, yes. So y'all are the main team.
We
You
kind
and
of
Chopin?
organize it, and then of course
I
the
thought he
smaller
was
groups.
out on that lake. He does that too?
He does that too. Of course, now
We multitask.
out at the lake, it's kind of their slow season.
Oh, yeah.
It being a little bit cooler outside now.
Yeah.
But Chris has helped us out for the last several years, and he helps organize the kids. Now the smaller groups, they'll bring chaperones, and we'll kind of help the chaperones guide their group through the process of whatever they're doing, packing food, packing toys, or sorting.
Which one of y'all are the supervisor of what you all put in a box for people, or is it individually fixed? Say that there's more in one family than another. Who is over the supervision of all that? Deborah.
It's really
All of it?
each box is filled individually
For a family.
depending on the number of family, the number of kids in the family, the ages of the family, the sex of the family, or the children and such. You know, because you can have one family that has 11 kids versus one family that has only one child. So it's individually packed, and
How wonderful.
people just go through our warehouse and choose toys and such for what they think that child might like to have.
And so you get the food and the toys all come in a package together.
Yes, ma'am. Well, they all get delivered.
I mean, they all get delivered
The
together.
family will get a box of toys for their family and a box of food for Santa Spot. And then we also, during this time of the year, take donations of frozen meat items, frozen turkeys, hams, chickens, things like that. And if we have enough, and it's based on a first come, first served basis because of the number we have, they are given a frozen meat item. It's usually enough food for a couple days' meals.
At least, yes.
That is wonderful. You do an awesome job and make all of this happen. And how long before the Christmas holiday do they receive this? When's your deadline?
We'll take donations year round. If they want to get it in this year's delivery, we probably need it by about the 15th of December.
Okay.
We're going to deliver this year around the 17th. Those people that are receiving will get notified of exact dates, but it's going to be the week before Christmas, because some folks that don't get the card or mislabeled or something, we try to get that to them before school's out. The counselors help us track those folks down and make sure that they get their gifts.
All right, next, we're into begging. What do we need? I want Deborah, I want you to look out into your camera, and if there's anything you think we need, either more food, more volunteers, more whatever, it's your opportunity now, as the guest camera is just waiting for you to give them a message.
Well, thank you. What we mainly need this year is a lot of dessert items. Naturally, I need more frozen turkeys and hams. Anything that your family likes to eat, then that's the type of food that is given to the families that receive Santa Cop and Santa Spot help.
That's wonderful. And give a magic telephone number or something so that they'll know how to get in touch with you.
The magic phone number is 972-264-4149.
That's good.
I'm sorry, I think I said that phone number wrong.
All right, let's
Can I
scratch
say
that
it
one
again?
out and
I'm
say
so
it again.
sorry. It's
Correction.
Correction. It is 972-201-4149.
Good. That, and I just know that Mr. Don Johnson will have that on the screen, and everything will go for us.
He's an amazing man.
Now, you're going to beg. You're going to beg for anything you need in toys or whatever else that Deborah didn't mention. You have a shot at it now, and I want you to put on your best begging face.
Well, I'll try. Thank you. Santa Spot, of course, will need toys. We really need toys for young ladies. Our teenage girls tend to be forgotten. We need items for hair dryers, curling irons, flat irons, jewelry kits, makeup kits, combs and brushes, things like a teenage girl would really enjoy. And for the boys, probably sporting good items, baseballs, softballs, footballs, basketball, soccer balls, things like that. And if it's, we'll even take bicycles. We do distribute a lot of bicycles every year, and we also make sure that when the bicycle goes out, that the recipient gets a helmet. So we buy helmets every year. And if it's a big donation item, if they'll call me at my main number, 972-237-8814, I'll make arrangements to have an officer or myself come by and pick up that large item for donation. If they just want to call for volunteer hours and things like that, that's the same number. But our 972-201-4149 number is the primary Santa Cop number. It's answered by one of our volunteers on a part-time basis. So if the message says the mailbox full, please continue calling. Sandy Rachels, who answers that phone, will clear that mailbox out 2 and 3 times a day. So don't be disgruntled, but just try to call back, and we'll try to get a hold of you.
Now, mentioning the things that you need, have you ever begged for these little gift cards, or like MONEY, or now you need to mention that at least scientifically.
Scientifically. As any organization, we do run on money, and we gladly accept donations of cash or checks made out to Santa Cop, and because we can take those monies and through some contacts we have here in town and locally in the Metroplex, we can make wholesale purchases, so we can stretch that dollar a little bit further. Gift cards are always welcome.
That would be good for the girls, wouldn't it?
That would be good for the girls, and also sometimes if we don't get those gift cards out or we don't use them, we are also in conjunction with our Family Victims Assistance Program through the police department, and they can use those gift cards for a family in need
later on.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, is there anything left that we need to uncover?
I think we've pretty much covered it, Miss Ruthie.
All right.
We're gearing up. We're ready to take donations. Volunteers, please give me a call. We can make special arrangements if you need a special day. If your organization can only do it, let's say on a weekend, we can make arrangements to have somebody up there to work on a weekend and get your civic duty programs taken care of.
All right, and one more time, that magic telephone number.
The magic number for Santa Cop is 972-201-4149. And if they need to talk to me personally, they can call me at my office at 972-237-8814.
That's wonderful. I want to thank both of you all. Y'all have been so constant in your support of that, and have so many years have just really given your all, and it ought to really ruin your Thanksgiving, because your work, they ought to be thankful for you all, because you're working during the Thanksgiving day to prepare for all of this, and we're appreciative of it. And I know that we don't bow 3 times to the east to you as we should more often, but thank y'all for not only for being here today and taking the time to do that, but for all you do for those that are in need, and those that I know they're really appreciative. And I wanted to ask you what kind of thank you notes you got, but we're not going into that today.
Well, we appreciate it, Miss Jackson.
Thank you so much, both of y'all.
Always a pleasure.
Have been really wonderful, and God bless the police department and all of the helpers that you have in this really great work. And we'll be right back with the rest of our show.
And in other news in the Greater Tuna area, Sheriff Buford Givens has just arrested another lousy litter bug.
Nailed his tail.
Find his hiney.
Clipped his knicker.
Put him away.
Under the jail.
He did.
He did.
He did. And I have news for all you potential litter bugs out there. When you're messing with tuna, you're messing with Texas.
Oh, don't mess with Texas.
Don't do it.
And in other related news.
Welcome back. We're very excited. We have 3 wonderful announcements to make. The tree lighting ceremony for the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, which is bringing on the Grand Prairie ISD wonderful decorated Christmas trees, will begin on December the 3rd for a very wonderful happening. It's extended, and the trees will be there for a while after that, but be there on the night of December the 3rd at City Hall at 6:15 p.m. You'll get to see everything wonderfully done in the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Next, remember that Santa's mailbox is going to be for the North Pole, and it's going to be ready on December the 1st through the 24th. Have your boys and girls come by and look for that on the City Hall campus. It'll be there for you and all of your boys and girls. And the Copeland Home Tour, that's a wonderful historic home decorated beautifully for the holidays, is December the 5th. From noon until 4 p.m., and that magic address is 125 Southwest Dallas Street. It's wonderful, and the Nativity exhibit, remember that's going to be at the West Fork Presbyterian Church, 908 Santerre Drive out in Great Southwest Industrial District. You'll love it, and take yours out and put it on display. And before bringing us our wonderful guest, we do have a very special little Grand Prairie ornament. And this Grand Prairie ornament is very wonderful in that it is just beautifully done with our beautiful ornament. And at the bottom of that, you'll notice with a great deal of interest that we have. Look what we have. That says Prairie Lights. Prairie Lights. And this is the airplane that's flying over Prairie Lights to let you know that it's a wonderful happening both ways. And we want to introduce a very special person that's bringing us a Prairie Lights update. And I know you've heard about it and seen about it, and years you've gone to it. And we're just so pleased to have you with us today, Miss Beverly. Beverly Grogan, the Prairie Lights lady.
Thank you, Ruthie. It's always a pleasure to be here.
What's happening?
Well, Prairie Lights 2009 is just going to be magnificent.
Good.
We are so excited. Despite all of the rain and the mud and the delays of getting it started, we are going to be in perfect shape
Good.
to open on Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving night.
Wonderful.
And so we start, holidays are very important to Prairie Lights. We open on Thanksgiving, we close on New Year's Eve. So we run continuously every night for 36 nights. And because we're mindful of the economy, we're keeping the prices the same low price as we did last year.
How wonderful.
So during the week, our car loads get in for $15. On the weekends and holidays, that's Friday, Saturday, and then we have about 4 days as holidays. In Prairie Lights, we consider Christmas Eve, and we also consider the Friday after Christmas as a holiday.
Yes.
And so those times are a special price of $20. Now, when you think about how many you can put in a car,
Yes.
that's quite a bargain in today's world.
Yes, it is.
And it's certainly the most affordable holiday experience we have around the Metroplex. So we'll have our magnificent displays that you drive through. We've added so many lights this year that we're upping it. We have 4 million lights.
4 million.
4 million. We have still 2 miles of lights, but Holiday Village this year is totally brand new. We'll have our carnival rides, and those are free to the children as a guest of Grand Prairie. That's included in that admission. So we have some carnival rides for the little ones, but everyone needs to stop and get out of their car and come into the tent we call Holiday Village to make your Prairie Lights experience complete. Our lighting designer from California, Light Tasmic, has a brand new 10-minute show for us, and this year we've added a new technology.
Oh.
There's some animation in addition to those choreographed lights to music. It's going to be delightful for all ages. And then when
Is there a cost for that?
there is a small cost, that's $3 for adults, $2 for children. But he also has created the most spectacular, wonderful walkthrough. And
Yes.
this is where you always need to stay in your car while you drive through Prairie Lights for safety reasons. But this is where you can get up close and personal and take those fun family photos and Christmas memories. And so while you're walking through the walkthrough, there's so many lights that you can take pictures.
And that's a freebie?
That one also has a very small cost. It's the same. It's $3 for adults, $2 for children. But to make that even a better bargain, you can get a combination ticket. $5 adults, $3 for kids. Now you add that to the cost of that admission, you're still below anything around that's a special holiday feature, as some of our neighbor cities have. So we're very proud to make this a family holiday event.
Okay, that's wonderful. Have we missed anything? You got all sorts of things here. Are those giveaway things for
Well,
later on?
We do. Now, in all of the city buildings and also in the pipeline, Grand Prairie residents have access to $2 off coupons that are good for Monday through Thursday. And just a little bit of secret advice to your viewers, Ruthie.
Yes.
The best time to come is Monday through Thursday because it's grown in such popularity that we have lines of traffic getting in on Friday and Saturday and some of those holidays. So we still want our guests to come anytime they can, but if they have a choice, they may want to think about coming on a Monday through Thursday. Not only do they get a less expensive rate, they get a coupon, and they may not have to wait in line quite as long.
Yes.
Inside our Holiday Village, too, they can always get that famous kettle corn, that good hot chocolate. We have our very special visitor from the North Pole
Good.
for special pictures.
Good.
And then we have a gift shop that everybody can come get a souvenir of Grand Prairie. And those prices in that gift shop are just as mindful that this is a special time of economy for the folks. So I think we've got prices all the way from 25 cents. But we also have some special things that you might find a stocking stuffer. So Holiday Village is going to be great. We do have something brand new this year also in Prairie Lights. It's not enough for us to open on Thanksgiving Day, we're going to give a sneak peek to a very special group of people.
How wonderful.
And that special group of people can actually be anybody who is interested in fitness and health, because we're doing a Prairie Lights 5K sneak peek run or walk.
But you have to participate in that to get in on the peak.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. And we're going to follow our loop that you go through. You'll be able to start, if those familiar with the pumpkin run, we follow that same route.
Oh, wonderful.
So they'll be starting there at Holiday Village and be directed to that. And then they'll get to see all of those features that I talked about if they would like at a nominal fee. But all the rest of the park is free to them just for the price of registering. And they can pick up a registration form either online through our GP or grandfundgp.org website that we have for parks, or they also can stop by the parks office and get an application. We are really looking forward to having a nighttime run. Dallas has had a Jingle Bell run for a while. We're going to have a Prairie Lights Sneak Peek run.
Wonderful.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, it will. And I want to thank you for being here. We've used up our 8 minutes, and we're in bad trouble if I don't say thank you very much
Thank you
for being
so much.
here. I wish I had time for you to plead for volunteers and other things, but maybe we'll get you back to do that later on.
Okay, because we can always use those. So thank you, Ruthie.
Thank you. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that it's happening in Grand Prairie. We're a little early for Christmas, but you'll be glad that you participated in all of the wonders that are happening in Grand Prairie, Texas, relating to Prairie Lights and all of our other activities. Thank you for watching our show.